3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, everybody. It's D with these tackle box, and man, we've missed you guys. We've been out here, taking care of business, getting more lures in, going out there flea marketing, and doing a couple of other pickings and estate sales, garage sales, whatever. And we got more lures to add to our inventory. You can always check out our store down here at this link. But for now, we're going to be showing you what we got in this nice little Heddon box here that we keep of Heddon topwaters. A lot of them are old school, some of them are new stuff that's still at like Academy, Bass Pro, Walmart, stuff like that. But that's very minimal. Most of the stuff we collect and we keep is vintage fishing lures, vintage fishing rods and reels and boxes, gear, stuff like that. So when you're into fishing retro lures, especially because we know that a lot of them are still around. So obviously they were made when times were done right, and so we got a bunch of lures to talk about as far as this Heddon topwater box goes. So stay tuned, buckle in, and we'll take you for a little ride down memory lane with some of these topwater Heddon lures that we got. Okay guys, so this is the box that I was talking about. I dropped it and I broke the clip and the handle off, and I haven't replaced it. So this is kind of like one of those boxes that I'm eventually gonna have to replace. For now, let me show y'all what we got inside. I promised y'all a good look at all these Heddon lures, so that's what we're gonna do. How about it? Right off the bat, you can see a couple of them. Let's see. Oh man, there's just a lot of Zara spooks, Magnum torpedoes. What else we got? There's more Zara spooks. Man, there's just tons of stuff. Well, I'll go through these drawers and kind of talk to y'all a little bit about them, and you can take a look and see if anything you recognize or if anything that is your favorite, let us know. We'll start off with some of the older Zara spooks. We're going to talk about the differences in all these. Not in this episode, but we have a couple of them that I wanted to show y'all here. I don't know if you can see the brass nose hardware there, but this one is one of the, not the oldest, but right after, let me see if I can find the gold eye nose tie and your white eye nose tie. Then this one came along. So we got in our first what is it, in our first tackle box case here. Let me see, 1, 2, let's see what we can get out here. So first off the top, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about these that are up here on the top. So this one here was given to us by a friend of ours in South Texas, and that's it's like a purplish tone to it, but it's a Heddon shrimp. And if you see here, Heddon crawl shrimp. So we got this guy along with another couple of donors. Here's a what looks like a shiner scale basser, missing hardware. We have plastics and wooden ones here, so y'all gotta bear with me. On this one here, this one looks like it's a newer model Zara spook, and it was outfitted with a propeller here, and on the tail for a little bit of a topwater propeller action. So it's missing the third one, I believe, because on most of the Zara spooks that we have, let's see. What do y'all think? Hardware's backwards. See the surface hardware? So either they were mounted on wrong or just an adaptation so that the hooks won't go all the way back. Could be. Either way, nice black shiner, Heddon Zara spook, turned topwater torpedo type. Let's see what else we got here. On that same piece, this one here, I don't know where we got this one, but It is a, it's not a Heddon, well, it's got a bulgy eye, so it might be a Heddon Zara Spook, just repainted or something. Beautiful color, beautiful pattern, no markings. This one here is a special one here because this color is not as common. This is a black scale, you know, it's a black body, silver scale type pattern. But we've looked for these, and you know, I find some here and there, but they're not like an easy one to find. It's a 3-hook model, pretty cool. Super Spook coming right up has a 3-hook model. That's a saltwater Super Spook. And so this one over here is just a Zara Spook, but pretty much similar. So I have it sitting out here with the Zara Spook. Then we have a couple of oddball topwaters right next door. These are your Pico Little Pop and your Pico Pop, and these are both also marked Heddon. So you have a Heddon, Pico Little Pop, and a Pico Pop. How cool is that? On that same frog pattern type of setup, here we have a Danny Brower Rattling Torpedo, the Signature Series. And these are actually, they come in like, I think 3 or 4 different sets. Like, or one set has two or 4, I can't remember. I think there's a Silver Flash, this one, and then there's another Signature Series of the same. Pretty cool looking bullfrog with some glitter, flash pattern stuff inside. I don't know if I would like to fish this or just keep it. Either way, we'll find out soon. Front pocket down here. This one is beautiful. It's a nice, you know, gold plated or whatever they call Heddon tadpole. So I don't see them that often like that, but I'm sure it's not a rare one. I don't know if you guys know anything about these, but these have quickly become one of my favorites because they actually swim really good. This is a Heddon Cobra, and come on camera, this is your Heddon Cobra, and you can see it's got 3 hooks, kind of like the Zara Spooks. Well, this damn camera doesn't want to work today. Anyways, let me see if I can get this showing. Heddon Wood Cobra. These are wooden lures. Looks like this one got his lip tie changed there. The chin tie changed a little bit. This one here has a sort of foil finish to it. You can see the wrinkly effect there. That's your Heddon Cobra. This is your Wood Cobra, Heddon Cobra, and your Heddon Surface Cobra. Pretty cool looking bunch, huh? 2 hooks on the Surface Cobra, 3 hooks on these other jerk baits. Let's see what else we got on this side. Here we start off with the nice little wooden Zara Puppy. Now these aren't super rare, but they're not easy to find either. So I think these were 1980s, mid 80s, somewhere around there when they made these. You're looking at, I don't know, man, if I had to sell this, probably 25, 30 bucks, maybe. And then according to the rest of the stuff that I got here, there's one that matches that, but in full size. These here are some snakeskin stuff that I made, and I have them in this box too. This is a Heddon Torpedo. You can see the indentation here for the eyeballs there and there. See the angle? And I did this one here about, I think this was last fall. This fall that just passed us by. So that's a nice one right there. I mean, it's completely done out. It's got the 2-piece hardware. pretty cool looking piece to collect or to fish with. I'm sure the snake skin will come off, but I don't know. Here goes a oh, these suckers are so hard to fit back in there. This one here is a copperhead skin on a Heddon wooden vamp that we revived. It was all beat up. We took off the paint, redid it with this nice little snakeskin pattern, and painted him right back up. It's got the what is this one called? I forgot, man. It's not the toilet seat, but it's a two-piece flap style hardware there. And so I don't know, man. Pretty cool pieces, either to collect or keep and just conversation pieces. There's a couple of Heddon torpedoes in here. I have a little tiny one with no hardware in the Blackshore, a teeny one actually. And we have a Heddon teeny torpedo, but in the Bullfrog. These are tough little lures right there. This one here, you might think, well, what's the coolness factor on that? Golden Eye, earlier edition. You see how this hook, the cup right there, kind of sits indented into the belly, and it's got the propellers with the little wingtips right here. That makes it one of the earlier runs of the Gold Eye, with the belly cup sitting inserted kind of halfway in there. Most of them would come with the belly hanger right there sticking completely out of the body. The earlier version had that concave type of cut right there, and the bell fit inside there. So that's a good way to tell the early run, and that's why we still have this one sticking around here in the box. Early run perch torpedo. The color code for that would be the L. Then we have more of the saltwater super spooks, and this one is in complete clear. Heddon super spook. These are great for clear water lakes. I got a little vamp that lost some of the hardware, and can't really tell what color this is, man. It's got like a blue scale, nickel plated, blue back. It's beautiful. Now we get to the super spook. This is going to be a bone color, I believe. It doesn't have the dot like most of the bone stuff does, but this is your Heddon super spook bone color. Got a bone color, black one, clear one, and you can never go wrong with the baby bass. Jimmy Houston signature series super spook. These, I think, if I'm not mistaken, are discontinued. Here's another one. Jimmy Houston. Blue back, silver scale. Nice short body right there. Red gill, blue, black dot right behind the eye. Nice little fish catcher. This one's seen better days. What do you think? It's a silver shad. Heddon baby torpedo, missing a cup. I think we can probably still fish with this one. I'm going to try it out. Next to that, we have an old wooden Heddon baby Lucky 13. These are cool because they have the tack eyes on them, you know, and it just marks an era for Heddon right there. Wooden tack eyes. After that, everything changed. We have a let me see what this guy is here, because this is not. This one here is a deep 6. Heddon deep 6, all black. Solid black with Heddons is usually harder to find or more valuable depending on the model. On the deep 6, I'm not sure how tough it is. I don't collect them. I just keep a couple of them here and there. This one here, I thought it was a Heddon when I first got it, but if you notice the skeletal mark or template that they use is backwards on that side. I mean, I would have thought it would be this way instead of going that way. It should go, but whatever. I think this one we narrowed down to a whopper stopper type of topwater. I don't remember the name right now, but we'll find out if y'all want. Super spook from Heddon in a solid black. Now that's a tough one to find. Solid black. I got a clear, I got a bone, bass, blueback, and what was that? One with a blue stripe over there, striper, the silver scale, and the solid black. Now, we could sit here and go through this whole box, and it'll take us all day if I have to explain every single year and everything made of each one. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put y'all in the spot here where y'all can see a little bit better, and we'll pull these out real quick and show y'all what colors they are, so that way y'all can compare to the stuff y'all got. So down here we got the redheads, and I know you guys can see those fairly well from right there. There's your redhead Zara Spooks. The only difference between these is some of them are older than the others, in the fact that they have the seam presentable here on the front of the hardware on these, and I think this one has it. The seam is right where that blend is at. And that's another thing, the blended redheads were different from the ones that have the line that marks the red and the white. So got a couple of different variations there when it comes to the Heddon Zara Spooks. We have here a G-Fleck Rainbow, I believe. I forgot the name of this one. I got one that's in the package down there. We'll run over and see what it says on there. But this is your Heddon Zara Spook. And a lot of people are like, well, this one's not marked. I don't see the marking anywhere. If you look real closely, somewhere right there, it says Heddon. And then I think on the other side, it just says, let me see. Oh man, I remember seeing some markings here somewhere. I know the Rebel Popper says Rebel, and then it says PR70 or P70 or something like that. Well, this one and that one and all those are the Pratco era paint job. That's where that G-Fleck came from, like that. Then we have these, I forgot what they're called, but they have a specific group of different color eyeball and different color scale and belly and stuff like that. There's a blue one, there's a pink one, a couple of different ones. You can, I think there's a green one too. You can find them all on listed under Heddon colors. That's all of these are your regular Heddon Zara Spooks. Okay, I'm not going to show y'all anything complicated yet. This one here has the hole covered, nose tie was converted, probably messed up hardware. We'll see what we can do with that. This one's pretty cool, the nickel plated Zara Spook. I bet that's a fish catcher in certain places where the shad are popping or other bait fish are running or schooling. Let me see what else we got. Nickel plated is a fairly tough color also for Heddon. Here we have, let's see, another Heddon. This one has no eyeballs. I don't know what's up with that. But it's a Zara Spook. This is your newer chin tie version. And we got an oddball here, Heddon Commando. Interesting little piece here, made of rubber. Supposed to house a hook right there. Here's another one of those sparkly finish ones. I think these are newer, like kind of like saltwater super spook era. This one's your rattling spook. See? So you got all kinds of Heddon stuff, man. Heddon made silent spooks, noisy spooks, drop spooks, which I'm going to show you a couple. Here's one that's pretty cool. Charlie Campbell edition has one that looks similar to this. I don't know what the color name for this one is, but it's got like a little bit of the silver scale up there. You know, kind of like a shad finish, a blue blush. Pretty cool looking lure. Then we have multiple ones of these, which is always one to keep in the box. And, you know, kind of mimics the shad that is found in most of the lakes and bodies of water. So that's always a good one to keep ready. We have another one of those there. Then we have a baby bass. This is also a newer color. You can tell because of the green hue, and the seam is way up here. Now let me see. This one is a tougher color. Clear belly, clear body, black back, gold eye. I can't remember the name of this color. I know we had this before discussion on the Heddon group, but this one is a pretty tough one. This is pretty cool. Heddon Zara Spook, clear body, black short. Then we got another really beat up
baby bass Heddon Zara spook, and you can see the seam right here. Look, it goes right in front of that screw. So that's how you tell these are the newer ones. I'm gonna show you all the older ones in a minute. See this one? You see the seam right down in front of that screw? This is your newer version. Once again, this is your Heddon Zara spook in silver flitter. This is your Heddon Zara spook in silver flitter. This is a newer one. You can see the difference there. This is this one's probably what, late 80s. This one's mid 80s, early 80s, maybe even late 70s on the bottom one. Let's see. Then we have, continuing upwards, a blue shore minnow Heddon Zara spook. Really beautiful, chin tie. Not the earlier ones, but this is definitely a good one. There's a clear, also chin tie. Seam is in front of the front screw there, so it's a newer one. We got a couple more of these. Got two more actually. One there, one here. Beautiful lures. This one I couldn't tell where the seam is at, so there's that. Then we have, let's see what else we got over here. On the second rack down, we already did the top one. Here we have something interesting. This is a baby chugger, right? A Heddon Chugger Jr. But it has no black dot like most of them do. So this is your clear, but this is your X coded pattern. X code for clear is the no dot. The one that says C, I believe, CLR, that's the one for the clear, but with the dot on the back. Then we have the little Heddon Tiger baby right there. This one's tiny, man. It's about 2.5 inches maybe. Let's see what else we got. Then we have on the next bin over a couple more of the clear stuff. So here's a tiny chugger clear. No black dot on there. Here's another Heddon tiny chugger clear. This is an older one. You could tell because it's turned honey colored. Then we have a Heddon teeny torpedo. And you see how that one has a black dot? So when you look for the color code for this is clear with the C, and the other ones are clear with the X. You'll see the markings under color codes for the Heddon clear C and clear X. The X ones are usually worth a little bit more because you don't find those that often. You find more of the ones that have the black dots on both sides. Then, going back to the Heddon Pico stuff, here's a nice interesting Pico Chico, Pico Perch, marked Heddon. Pretty cool, huh? And that one has a little baby that follows him around. See that? See how it says right here, Pico? And over here it says Chico. And it says Heddon. So this one has the Heddon history attached along with the Pico being owned by Heddon for a little while in 1982, 3, 4. Then this one's also from that same time. Beautiful lure. A Pico Chico. There's the marking right there, Pico. And it's marked Heddon on the other side. So those I like to collect, so I'll keep those handy. Here is a redhead baby Zara, or what is it? Yeah, Zara 2. Redhead Zara 2. And that's your redhead blended like that. This is your orange head Heddon Zara 2. Can you see the difference? This is a tougher lure. Now we have a couple of babies. This one is a Heddon baby Zara spook in blue shore minnow, and a yellow shore minnow Heddon baby Zara spook. Those are pretty cool. Here I have Heddon wounded spook. These are tough and earlier lures from Heddon. Probably 50s, 60s, mid 50s, late 50s probably. And this is a golden eye Heddon wounded spook. Tough little lures there to find. This one I think is a newer Japanese, or actually I think this one came out as a no lip vamp. They didn't, it's not that you're missing the lip there, they made it like that so you can fish this like the Heddon Zara spook. That's why they didn't have a lip. I get that question a lot from people. Hey man, do you know why this one comes with no lip? Maybe somebody took the lip off, but if you can tell, it hasn't even been drilled in there. So this is actually made this way so you can fish it like the Zara spook and walk the dog. Unfortunately, I think these didn't make it the swim pattern the same way the Zara spook's done for many years. So a lot of people didn't follow up with those. There's a bunch of them still for sale on eBay. You can find them all day long. So once we get through this side, let's see if we can get back over here on this side, and I'll show y'all what's coming up next on this side here. Okay, so on these now, let's start off the top up here. Here we have what I was showing you earlier, your nose tie. The brass nose tie. Nice little Heddon Zara spook. So keep that one in mind. That's a nose tie, 2 hooks. This one, actually the other one was a heavy duty brass. This one is your regular nose tie. Older with the horizontal stamping like that. Then we have the Heddon Zara spook gold eye stamped that way. This one is older than the one that I just showed you with the gold eyes. The gold eyes always dictate earlier runs. Then it went on to the white eye nose tie like this. See, then we have after that your chin tie, and that's your older one. You see how the seam right there runs in under that first screw. This is your original type Heddon Zara, the wound, what's it called? They call them swaybacks. The original swayback Heddon Zara spook. They have the seam right under that first screw, and that tends to make this head swell up. So that's how you get the swayback original Heddon Zara spooks. Here's another one. This one's a fat spook. I think the seams on these were not made the same where you see it right here behind the screw, but I think these were, if I'm not mistaken, these were done different. I think it was piece and then the middle, something like that. But they don't show the seam as well as the other ones do. So these do not turn into the swayback like the other ones do. The swayback, remember, has the line that comes across under that screw right there and all the way across and makes the head swell up. Now, let's see if I can show you one of those. A good example of a Heddon swayback. Where are they at? Oh, I think I got them in the boxes down here. Okay, so the next one over was this cool looking chartreuse bullfrog color. I can't remember the name of the color for this one. If anybody can help me out with that. It's like a bullfrog coat or pattern, but in a chartreuse, and I think those red or orange. Pretty cool looking tool regardless. Tough little color. This one is another one of the G-Fleck versions. Kind of like that other rainbow that I showed you, but in a blue short minnow. How you like that? Pretty tough lure. Then we have the one that I was telling you all about earlier, which is the wooden Zara spook, and this one's your full size Heddon wood Zara. See, that's your Heddon wood Zara, and this one is your Heddon wood Zara puppy. See the difference in the size, and they're both made out of wood, so pretty cool looking lures right there, and nice to have an old wooden lure that wasn't exactly like 1940s. This one here is another one of the, see this one Let me explain this to you guys. These that say sway back were purposely made with that line like that in hopes of bending it just enough that it would make that head pop up like that. The older ones do not say sway back. They just unfortunately had that seam right there that made the head pop up like that. So big difference. When you see them say sway back, that's the more modern type, made to be the same as the old sway back. Now we have, I forgot what the name of this color, but this is a G finish, I believe. Bass pattern. Beautiful color. Let's see. Black Shore. See this? This one has the seam. You can see the seam right there, look. And it goes right under that piece. This is your older. These will eventually swell up some right there. These are your Heddon original swaybacks, not marked swayback. Let's see what else we got. Oh, man. Hard taking all these suckers out of here and then having to put them back in a way that they stay. This one here is your original swaybacks. You see, just like the one I just previously showed you, they got the line there, and you can see where the body starts to taper and then kind of move the head upwards a little bit. Well, these are your older Heddon Xerospooks. These are the original swayback ones, okay? So you know, not the ones marked swayback. Those are made afterwards to be the same. Here goes another toughie. This is your blue striper Xerospook. There's a line right there under that first. This is your swayback. Right here. Beautiful lure. But look where the seam is at. Right in front of that screw, look. Right there. So this is your newer model, as opposed to the one I just showed you. That's a swayback. Beautiful lure nonetheless, though. Here's the one that I was showing you guys that I said looked like the other one, Charlie Campbell. This is your Heddon Charlie Campbell series. Beautiful lures, beautiful colors. Watch. On the Charlie Campbells, I've been collecting those for a while, and I got a couple of them. Here's one that's a, I forgot the name of this fish pattern. Charlie Campbell. This is more like a brown, goldish brown type color finish on that one. And then they also have the Heddon Xerospook Charlie Campbell, but the green. So maybe there's a code for the green and a code for the brown, but either way it goes, these are two really bad lures right there when it comes to making them bass and wake up and get after it. Charlie Campbell had a great series of lures, color patterns. I think I'm missing a couple still. Here's another one of the Heddon Xerospooks. Ouch. Charlie Campbell Leopard Frog. See? And this one should be one more. Our Charlie Campbell Heddon Xerospook nose hole chin tie. Okay, on this next row are a couple of the older nose ties. So you're gonna see gold eye, nose tie, and the horizontal stamp. See that? That's your silver flitter. Here's your redhead with the line mark. That's the way that I was telling you that those are more common. But the fact that it has the horizontal makes it different. That's an older first run nose tie. Same goes for this one here. It's got the Heddon Xerospook. The eyes are gone. I don't know why, but it's a earlier nose tie with the horizontal embossed Heddon stamp. Same thing goes for the yellow one. Most of these are all older version, first run nose ties. That's your yellow short minnow right there. And let me see. Ouch. The reason I'm trying to pop them back into place is because when I go to close this to show y'all some other stuff down there in the center of the box, then they won't let me close it because of these hooks. These are large hooks that I haven't put on some of these Xerospooks. Here's another white short minnow, and there's the horizontal stamp, nose tie, beautiful lures. I already had showed you one that had no eyeballs. Here's the blue shore. That's a beautiful one, tougher with the front tie and the horizontal stamp. Let me see how many more of those we got here. Ooh. Here is one like that redhead, but with the silver flitter. Yellow belly, yellow scales, beautiful lure. And the horizontal stamp. I have one more of those horizontal stamp ones left to go, so that I can show you all the rest of these here. Here's a shad one. Beautiful gold lettering. Nose tie. Beautiful lures, man. Those are your earlier nose tie Heddon Zara spooks. Then we have here on this pile, I'm going to show you all real quick. There's a couple of different patterns of this is your naturalized, I think, G-Fleck rainbow. That's your let me see. Ouch, that's, oh dang it. That's going to be your Zara Pooch, the one that I showed you first. This is going to be your Heddon Teeny Torpedo. Here is a Heddon Zara Puppy. And this is a different, more vibrant blue variation of the same Zara Puppy. Then we have one of the paler variations of the Pooch. And another variation of the really hot blue on this Teeny Torpedo. We got one more of the very, very bright Zara Puppy, but this one's marked on the belly, not on the sides. And we have a purple Heddon Zara Puppy, purple scale. Then we have on the bottom one, getting closer to the end. This is tricky, man, because these suckers right here make a mess. I should take the line off. This one here was an older sway back. It's got some, I don't know what's going on there. I think it had a hole drilled in there at one time. Maybe they had a rattle in there inside of it. But I saved it as is. I like it. That's your clear one there. This one here is something else. I love this stuff. And I love finding these older Heddon lures in boxes that, when I found this one was just like this. And so I didn't know that you had a line that ran through it. It's a original Zara spook. But this is your drop spook. So basically these guys, you run a line through it. This is what attaches over here to your line. And this stays like that. You can put a bead on there if you wanted to. But when the fish bite it, it's supposed to slide down. So that way, you know, you have less misses. This is your original Heddon drop spook. The Zara drop spook. I think Rebel made some pop R's that are made that way too. So I think we have a couple of them somewhere in one of these boxes. Now we're going to show you a couple of our favorites to fish with. This would be our Heddon Magnum torpedoes. This is your oval eye frog spot redhead. This is one of the Smith colors. I have no idea what the codes are. Beautiful colors, beautiful paint jobs. Here goes the camo type. Orange, black, yellow, brown camo colors, brown, light tan, khaki. We have a frog spot Heddon Magnum torpedo. This is an older one, the Heddon Bullfrog Magnum torpedo, and the Japanese inspired. I'm not sure if it's a snake pattern or a frog pattern, but I think it's a snake pattern. Might be wrong. Either way it goes, we have a couple more here to show you. This one here is a pink, has a KCH type of pattern on it, but it's a pink and blue, so I'm gonna have to find out what the color name is that. This one here is your purple scale. Beautiful big lures for topwater bass fishing. Now, after you've seen all of this here, this short trip that I took y'all through with this box, what do you guys think? I haven't even got to the middle yet. Now, give me a minute and I'll make y'all another video with all the stuff right here at the bottom, because that has a whole other pile of, like 3 stories down. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, everybody, what did you think? Did you like the lures that you saw here in this short video? And if you did, let us know what color you like, what patterns, which was your favorite model. I'd love to hear from you guys. So if you guys get a chance, check us out. We run a group on Facebook that's specifically designed to talk about, inform, show off pictures, collections, things like that, or even to seek certain models of Heddons only. So if you haven't checked us out on Facebook, run out there and go find these tackle box on Facebook, but also look for Heddon only lures and gear. And when you go to that page, you'll see that we have tons of collectors from all over the world who actually collect these lures. They know a lot about these lures, and you can always ask for information there too. Now, most of these groups that I run on Facebook have a mix of collectors and fishermen. Some are just there to sell or to buy. So just know that there's a whole community of nothing but fishing lure collectors out there that you can be a part of. So if you haven't already checked us out, take a look at our profile. You'll see all the different groups and stuff that we manage there. But also at the same time, we try to run these groups in a way that other people help us inform those that are coming to the hobby or new collectors and things like that. So you guys stay tuned for the next part. The next part is going to feature the rest of this box, but what's in the middle. But since there's so many lures to cover, and so, you know, it just takes a lot of time to make one video, I wanted to make sure that I give y'all doses that are small enough for y'all to intake all that information that we go through, or even go back, slow down. What do you say? That color, this color, blah, blah, blah. So you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you back Saturday next time for sure. And I'll drop y'all the other video of the part 2 of this tackle box here that has nothing but heading. So till next time, this is D signing off. Fish out.
Yeah. Yeah. Turn me up. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm on the way up. 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 Been a long, long time coming, but I'm on the way up. Been a long, long time coming, but I'm on the way up. 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 Been a long, long time coming, but I'm on the way up. Been a long, long time coming, but I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I remember being down bad. Now y'all gotta pay up. Put your money where your mouth at. Ain't got time to wait up. Wait up. I just take down for it. It's a layup. Never need a rebound for it. Lamborghinis and Balenciagas. If you see me, it's a problem. That is